Brilliance Audio presents the abridged recording of Vigilante by Stephen J. Cannell, performed by Scott Brick. The filthy rug limped along the sidewalk on swollen, plastic-baggy-wrapped feet, hunched against the chilly February wind. I watched as it leaned against the wall of a 6-story ornate rococo structure located on the corner of Broadway and 3rd Street in downtown L.A. A minute later, a puddle of urine seeped from underneath it and spread across the sidewalk to drain into the gutter. The rug was pissing on the north wall of the magnificent Bradbury Building, built in 1893 and considered by most to be one of Los Angeles's most significant architectural landmarks. A minute later, the rug turned, revealing that it was wrapped around the shoulders of an ageless man with a complexion like a strawberry pie that had exploded in the oven, the planes and furrows of his face made red by a landscape of sores and broken capillaries. He was one of L.A.'s street denizens. He deposited about a quart of dark yellow liquid on the side of the rococo brick building, the top 4 floors of which currently house the Internal Affairs Group of the LAPD. I'm a police officer posted to Homicide Special, an elite investigations unit that is part of the LAPD Robbery Homicide Division, and this was my first cop dilemma of the day. As a sworn badge carrier, I knew I should arrest this guy on half a dozen public nuisance ordinances, but it was chilly outside and warm in my car, and I had left my overcoat back at the office, so I really didn't want to budge. Emotionally, I was sort of past this stuff. I'd given up rolling drunks years ago when I'd left patrol. I sat there, buffered against the crisp February wind, and tried to conjure up some pity. He was just a poor soul who had slipped through the cracks in our transient, fast-moving society. I was working on these excuses while waiting in the red zone in front of the Bradbury, hoping my partner, Sumner Hitchens, would hurry up and come down from a deposition he was giving upstairs at Internal Affairs Group. If he arrived in time, I could get out of here without incident and leave the homeless guy to his urine-soaked wanderings. Detectives all drove department cars, the sole exception being Homicide Special, because of the high-profile, often covert nature of our investigations. Hitch had called me this morning to ask if I could pick him up at IA because he'd dropped his Porsche Carrera off for servicing a block away on Broadway before walking over to the Bradbury. Hitch was giving this deposition on behalf of 2 patrol officers who had been accused of beating.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?